The kidneys play a critical role in maintaining homeostasis in the body. Because of its many functions, it contains many different types of tissues. The kidneys are the pair of primary organs in the urinary system, and they work to filter blood as well as excrete waste products. They help control the amount of water lost and maintained by organisms and the pH and ionic balance of blood.
The kidneys are bean-shaped structures with the inner concave portion, the renal hilus, located medially at the convex portions, which are located laterally. The renal hilus is the area in which the renal vein, renal artery, and ureter enter the kidney. Each kidney is surrounded by a hard protective shell called the renal capsule. Deep in the renal capsule is the renal cortex, followed by the renal medulla, formed by 7 renal pyramids. The bases of the pyramids face outward and points face inward, and each point connects to minor calyx, which is the tube collecting urine. These minor calyces join together to form 3 major calyces, which join to form the renal pelvis in the center of the kidney. The renal pelvis exits the kidney back into the renal hilus, where urine drains into the ureter. A renal artery carries blood to the kidney to be filtered, and the renal vein carries blood out of the kidney. Nephrons, the urine-producing structures in the kidneys, are located throughout the cortex and medulla.
Because of its many functions, there are many different tissues in the kidneys. The renal fascia immediately underneath the parietal peritoneum is made of a layer of dense, fibrous, irregular connective tissue. Its function is to bind the kidney to the abdominal wall. Under the renal fascia surrounding the organ is a thick layer of adipose connective tissue called perirenal fat, which is for following the adipose layer is the renal capsule, also made of dense, fibrous connective tissue, for an added layer of protection around the soft inner layers of the kidney. Lining the inside of tubule structures is simple cuboidal epithelial tissue, which aid in the absorption and transportation of substances.
Endothelium, epithelial, and smooth muscle tissues work together to form the renal artery and renal veins. The smooth muscle tissues provide structure, and the endothelial tissues line the artery to prevent clotting. The renal pelvis and ureter are both made of transitional epithelial tissue, a type of stratified epithelial tissue, and smooth muscle tissue. The transitional cells work to hold the urine inside the renal pelvis and ureter, while the smooth muscle tissues provide support. Simple squamous epithelial tissue is found in the renal corpuscle of each nephron, which contains the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, and simple squamous cells allow for filtration and diffusion of urine. The simple squamous cells appear as a single layer of thin, flattened cells with a central nucleus. The last major type of tissue in the kidneys is blood hemopoietic tissue. Blood hemopoietic tissue, or blood, flows through the arteries to be filtered by the kidneys and is responsible for transporting oxygen and other substances through the body.